all local, all morning. You're watching Fox 61 Morning News.
6 o'clock. It is Thursday, February 19th. Good morning. Glad you're with us on Fox 61 and Fox 61 Plus. I'm Bridget Piorlo.
And America Areas. Happy Friday Eve. We've got one more day to go. And we've got a pretty mild one on tap before we get some more rain. Right, Rachel?
It's going to be a messy day tomorrow, so let's enjoy the quietness while we have it. That's for sure. Temperatures out the door this morning are sitting in the 30s. There could be some isolated black ice this morning. Otherwise, we are expecting a little bit more in the way of cloud coverage at times today with some sunny breaks. A wintry mess on the way for Friday, and then we are watching this coastal storm for Monday. So a bit icy now in spots, mainly in untreated surfaces. So be mindful of that. Those first steps out the door could be a bit tricky. Otherwise, temperatures are around 34 degrees in Hartford, 34 in Meriden, 36 in Chester. That's nice. 31 in Willimantic, and we're sitting around 30 degrees in Torrington now. Over the course of the next couple of hours, numbers may drop off a degree or two before that sun fully comes up at about 6:46 this morning. Temperatures will move into the upper 30s to around 40 degrees this afternoon, so no weather issues are expected today. For tomorrow, that's a different story. From really 6, 7 o'clock in the morning till the evening, we are looking at slippery travel as snow does move in first thing in the morning. We could see some extra travel time needed. You want to salt and sand and prepare for the slippery spots, and there could be some school issues by tomorrow morning as well. You'll notice that radar begins to fill in by 6 and 7 o'clock. We're dealing with snow at first, and then eventually, if you're along the immediate shoreline, you start to switch over to rain and a bit of mix, and then that will overspread the state moving forward. So our precipitation chances continue to go up through the morning hours and into the afternoon. There's a brief lull towards the evening before additional snowfall is likely overnight into Saturday. Saturday temperatures will be around 41 degrees in the afternoon. We'll take a closer look at that hour by hour and talk about that coastal storm potential for Monday coming up in just around 15 minutes. Here at 6:02, we are largely quiet across the state. We did have some earlier road work in the Fairfield area. Most of that has cleared up for the morning commute. So your Fairfield County drive times look like this. Bridgeport into Fairfield is around 7 minutes. We are also fine this morning from East Hartford into Rocky Hill. There's your Fairfield County where we're starting to see some volume pick up, but no significant delays in the area. Live look outside over in New Haven on 91. As you're traveling to the I-95 interchange, volume starting to pick up, but no significant delays. Bridget.
All right, Rachel, thanks. 6:02 now as prices for some medications continue to rise. Connecticut lawmakers are looking to slow those increases in cost. Fox 61's Joe Monty is at the state capitol this morning with how they're doing just that. But Joe, this is an issue that needs some addressing because the rises are outpacing inflation.
That's right. Good morning. Yeah, the price of drugs has skyrocketed, and as you said, more so than inflation by a lot. And lawmakers are starting to address this problem. Governor Lamont said yesterday that he's seen prices of certain medications go up as high as 5 times in just a short while. And lawmakers, as I said, are trying to address the problem. And you can actually take a listen to what Governor Ned Lamont had to say yesterday at a press conference about this.
Just all of a sudden, what that does to somebody who desperately needs that and that sudden cost, not going to happen anymore, not going to happen in Connecticut. You can't go up more than the rate of inflation. So that drug, rather than going from $10 to $50, is going to go from $10 a prescription to $10.30 a prescription.
Whether they be hardworking people living paycheck to paycheck or retired and elderly people with no income or on a fixed income, many pharmaceutical drugs have become totally unaffordable. Republican and Democrat lawmakers in this state realized that and passed a law back in January that limited drug manufacturers and distributors in ways they haven't been before. The law says they cannot raise prices of generic prescription drugs past the annual rate of inflation. If they attempt to, they'll face a penalty. Connecticut is the first state to pass a law like this anywhere in the country. At a press conference yesterday, lawmakers discussed the law and the issues it faced, saying there were multiple lawsuits after it was passed. In one lawsuit, a judge actually sided with Connecticut and the other was settled. So it'll take some time to see how this law does affect drug prices over time. We will see how that happens. We're going to continue to monitor that. And again, they can still increase. It's just not as drastic as they could in the past. So again, we'll monitor these drug prices with time and we'll see how it affects. Hopefully it helps some people out. But for now in Hartford, Joe Monty, Fox 61.
All right, Joe, thanks. Hopefully that makes a difference. A 42-year-old technology education teacher and also assistant band director at a Waterbury school has been charged with 1 count of harmful communication with a minor. State police say Philip Hughes sent inappropriate text messages and communications with a 16-year-old student. It began around December of last year. He's been on administrative leave since December 31st. Hughes is set to appear in Waterbury Superior Court on March 3rd. And a woman from New London heads to court today. She's accused of extorting more than $22,000 from a victim. 50-year-old Teresa Cassioli was arrested in January after an investigation by the North Haven Police Department. Police didn't share any more information regarding the investigation, but we do expect to get more details in court later today.
I was in very deep shock. I'm still like, it's like a bad dream.
A deadly shooting over the weekend in New London has rocked parts of the community. Neighbors say this isn't the first deadly shooting they've had in the area, but it is the first one they've dealt with in years. Fox 61's Tim Latow has this exclusive interview with a heartbroken and shocked friend of the victim.
Community members are shocked by what they call a senseless act of violence. I spoke with a friend of the victim who says he was a good person who didn't cause any trouble.
When I heard that it was him, I couldn't believe it. I was just like, Greg? No, because he wasn't a violent person.
Ruben Johnson Santiago is still in shock. His friend, 42-year-old Gregory Williams, was shot and killed on Connecticut Avenue, according to New London police.
He was walking, a car stopped. There was an exchange of words, gunshots. I believe he was hit in his leg, and he ran to a friend of ours' porch, and our friend was trying to give him like medical aid.
Johnson Santiago says neighbors told him they heard several loud gunshots and saw assault rifle shell casings in the road. Police are still looking for more video footage. No suspect has been named at this point. Johnson Santiago says that's extremely difficult for Williams' mother and brother.
He's taking it very hard, but he'd been with me most of the day, and we had a really good conversation. Hugged, cried. I let him just vent, let it all out.
Johnson Santiago says Williams lived in the area and they were friends since childhood. He's proud of the effort Williams made to overcome challenges in his past.
He was fighting some demons, but he was working on himself.
Johnson Santiago says he will miss his friend's humor and rapping the most.
Before I even got next to him, I would already start laughing because I knew he was going to say something funny to make my day.
He says he had lunch with Williams just 2 days before the shooting. He couldn't imagine it would be the last time he saw him, but he's grateful for their parting moments.
And that was our last conversation. I gave him a hug. I told him I love him because, like I said, he's like my little brother.
And as police continue to investigate the shooting, we'll also bring you updates as we learn of them. In New London, Tim Latow, Fox 61.
And it's still unclear if the shooter knew the victim. Thanks, Tim. The Connecticut Flower and Garden Show is back for the 44th year.
It's at the Connecticut Convention Center in Hartford, and that's where you find Fox 61's Kayla Cage. She's there. And Kayla, I have to imagine you are loving the spring vibes in there.
I am loving the spring vibes in here because one thing about me, I am a winter hater. So I am loving all of this. I mean, the flowers, it's something here for everyone. I'm actually in one of the live exhibits. It's the first thing that you'll see when you walk in, when you come to the Connecticut Flower and Garden Show here. Like I said, there's tulips that you can see. There's more flowers down here. This was made by one of the landscapers, and you could really come in here and get a feel of what you may want your backyard to look like. Look at the grill. You have some seats back there. There's even a blanket with a picnic down there. I am definitely imagining myself being in this, making sure, getting some ideas for whenever I become a homeowner that I can make my backyard look like this a little bit. Now, this is a 4-day show, and it starts at 10 a.m. today. Like I said, you can get a lot of ideas for your garden. You don't have to have a home. You could live inside an apartment because there's something here for everyone. I actually had a chance to go around the flower and garden show earlier, just a few minutes ago, and I saw like a lot of gift stores that you can buy some flowers, or even if you don't want some flowers, there's some seeds. There's also some wind chimes and things like that. I mean, again, something here for everyone. You don't have to plant these in your backyard. If you don't have one, you could just buy a plant and maybe put it inside your apartment. Then also, it's pretty affordable. I mean, for adults and seniors, about $20 at the door, and also for a discounted price online for $17. And also, coming up for the next hour, I'm going to take you guys over there. It's where there's actually some flowers and plants that's inspired by storybook characters. I mean, there's Snow White, there's Cinderella. It's really, really gorgeous in here, and it smells amazing. I mean, and then I don't know if you guys can hear, but there's a fountain over there, or waterfall rather, over there next to me. And it just feels very peaceful, very tranquil. Like I mentioned, like there's a blanket over there, and it definitely makes me want to like sit down on a blanket, have some tea or some cookies right now, or even read a book, because that's just the scenery, that's just the feel, the aesthetic that they're going for in here that I definitely can feel very, very peaceful in here. So again, it opens up at 10 a.m. today, and it goes all the way till Sunday. So make sure you guys go get your tickets. Again, it's here in Hartford, the Connecticut Convention Center. I'm going to send it back to you guys as I continue to look around because, like I said, there's a lot for people to enjoy. In Hartford, Kayla Cade, Fox 61.
Kayla, thanks. I love that show. It's like you're transported to another world.
Tea and cookies. What a combination, Kayla. I prefer my cookies with some milk, but to each their own. You have fun out there. Thank you.